Very good morning, children. We will now discuss about the remaining part of connective tissues. So let us recall the functions of connective tissue once. So connective tissue, the name itself, it is making you to understand about it connects the different parts of our body. Apart from that, it also helps in transporting materials, and it helps in what is that binding or joining the materials. Is it clear to you? So like that, different functions are going to be carried out because of a connective tissue. So in that connective tissue, we completed the areolar tissue, which helps in giving support. Then adipose tissue, which helps in storing fat. Then bone, which gives framework to the body. Then we completed cartilage. So cartilage is a type of connective tissue which helps in making the joints. Okay, so that also we completed. Now we'll discuss about the another type of connective tissue, that is said to be ligament. Ligament. So where do we find this ligament? Means it is also a type of connective tissue, and it helps in connecting the bones at the joints. So we have different bones are not different joints are there. So the bones, this bones which are kept in its position. Okay, the bones are joined at the joints. Okay, so ligament is present in joints where the two bones are going to be getting in connection, or they are going to be joining together. Is it clear to children? So this ligament contains a large number of protein fibers, which we call it as a collagen. So collagen is a protein, and these protein fibers, which we call them as collagen. Collagen is present in the ligament, which makes that bones to be connected in the joints. So it is also a type of connective tissue. Then another type of connective tissue, that is said to be tendon. So this tendon is also a type of connective tissue where we can observe that tendon means the bone, hard structure, and the muscles. Is it right? So we have muscles attached to the bones, or not any animal. If you observe chicken also, we can see the bone is attached with the muscle, or muscle is attached to the bone. So how that bones and muscles are attached with each other, that is because of another type of connective tissue, which we call it as a tendon. Is it clear to children? So tendon, what is the function of tendon? Connects bones with muscles. It connects bones with the muscles. So this tendon also contain collagen fibers. So because of that only, the connection of bones at joints and bone with muscles is going to happen. So that is about the connective tissues, ligament and tendon. So till now we completed tendon, ligament, cartilage, bone, then adipose tissue, areolar tissue. So blood is also a type of connective tissue that we will discuss tomorrow, because it takes 2 classes. So today we'll learn the other type of major tissue which is present in our body, that is nervous tissue. Is it clear to children? So this connective tissues, they are performing different functions. So this point to be noted. Areolar tissue, what it will do? It gives support to all the parts of the body. Okay, framework like. Then adipose tissue helps in storing fat. Bone, it gives support, framework, skeleton is made up of because of bone. Then cartilage is a type of connective tissue which is present in what is that lungs, trachea and trachea, and here we have so that parts are made up of cartilage. It is as soft as a bone only, but not hard. Okay, not hard. Is it clear to children? And next one is said to be ligament and tendon. Very important bits. Ligament is a type of connective tissue which helps to join the bones. So it contains collagen fibers. Even tendon is also a type of connective tissue. It is going to help in keeping the bones with muscles. Is it clear to you? The bones and muscles are kept in its position only, that is because of a tendon. Is it clear to children? So about blood we will discuss later. So now we move to the next type of animal tissue, that is nervous tissue. Nervous tissue. Nervous tissue. So what you can understand with that nervous tissue means this is the tissue which is present in our body in the important parts. What are those important parts which are making us to what is that connect with the eternal world, or we can able to know the things what are happening in our surroundings or inside our body, that is because of a nervous tissue. Is it clear to children? So this nervous tissue is special. In what way it is special? Other types of tissues, if we observe, where the different cells are present, they can regenerate. Okay, they can be produced again. For example, if you take osteocytes, the bone is going to be developed or it is made because of that osteocytes which are present in bone marrow like, or this epithelial cells which are present, they can also be regenerated. Is it clear to you? But once the nerve cells are getting damaged, it is damaged only. Is it clear to you? Forever. Everybody understood what I said? So this nervous tissue is made up of a large number of cells. What do we call those cells? They are called as nerve cells. Nerve cells are neurons. Nerve cells are neurons with which the nervous tissue is made up of. Okay, so these neurons, where do we observe? Just now I said important parts, all parts of our body, the neurons are present. So the nervous tissue is having the important parts like brain, spinal cord and nerves. So different nerves are given off from brain and spinal cord, which we call them as nerves. So about this you are learning in higher class. So now here nervous tissue is made up of cells called as nerve cells or neurons. Is it clear to children? So what is the function of these neurons? Neurons carry the information from the surroundings to the brain and from the brain to the different organs of our body. Is it clear to children? Means what? The stimuli and response. Stimuli and response. What do you mean by stimuli? Any sudden change whichever is happening in the surrounding atmosphere, internal or external. Okay, inside the body or outside the body. So any sudden change if it is happening, that one we call it as a stimuli, and opposite action whatever we are going to show, that one is called a response. So that response and stimuli and response is happening, that is because of neurons. Is it clear to children? So now in this lesson we are going to learn about the structure of a neuron. Is it clear to children? So now let us learn the structure of a neuron. So there are billions of neurons in our body. So in the brain also more than 10,000 billion neurons are present. In spinal cord and all other parts neurons are there. Okay. So now neurons, how they will be? So the neurons are, you learnt in 8th class the structure of nerve cell diagram. So now also it is very important for you to know this diagram. So now it is a branch tree-like structure you can observe here, and mainly it contains the two important parts. Okay. So what are the two important parts where you are observing this neuron slide? Neuron slide. So this star-like structure what you are observing, it is called as cell body or cyton, or it is also called as soma. Okay, and the long tapering branch-like structure whichever is given off from the cell body, so that one we call it as a axon. Is it clear to children? The long structure whichever is given off, it is called as a axon. So now if we see here, the cell body contains a nucleus, prominent nucleus we can observe, and in the cytoplasm of this cell body you are going to observe large number of what is that, nourishing materials. Okay, they are called as Nissl granules, and we are observing on the cyton at certain regions branched structures. So what do we call these branched structures? Means they are called as dendrites, and this on the axon we are going to cover some other parts like. So what are they, we will learn now. Is it clear to you? So now here, what are these branched structures called? Dendrites. These are called as dendrites. So what is this structure? Prominently seen structure, nucleus. Nucleus. And all around, so that in the cytoplasm we are observing granular structures. What do we call those granules? Means Nissl granules. Nissl's granules. Is it clear to you? So what is the function of these Nissl granules? They are going to provide nourishment to the neuron. Is it clear to children? Then, so now here axon you have observed. On the axon, a covering sheath you are observing. So what do we call that covering sheath? It is said to be myelin sheath. Myelin sheath. Then you are observing some gaps here in between that covering on the axon. So what do we call that? Means they are called as nodes of Ranvier. Nodes of Ranvier. And here again some branch like structures you are observing, they are called as nerve terminals. So this is the diagram of a nerve cell. Is it clear to children? So what you have to understand with that, it contains two important parts. The star-like structure which we call it as cell body or cyton, in which the cytoplasm contains nucleus and Nissl granules. So you know that Nissl granules are going to provide nourishment, and a fine tapering thread-like structure is given off from the cyton, which is said to be very much long structure, and that one we call it as axon. Is it clear to you? On the axon you are observing a covering sheath which we call it as myelin sheath, and the gaps between that myelin sheath we call it as nodes of Ranvier, and these are called nerve terminals. So now on the cyton you are observing many branch like structures which we call them as dendrites. Okay, now you learned the structure of a neuron. So now in what way it is going to help? So you learned that some millions of neurons are present in the body. How they are connected with each other? What do we call that? How they can able to pass the information? Is it clear to children? So that to some extent we will learn here. So now the dendrites of one neuron So suppose if we see the cell body of a neuron, and this is Axon you are observing. So now another neuron cell body. So suppose if we see another neuron, so it is going to be getting connection. Is it clear to you? So they are not going to be connected very much like, but they are coming in just a field is created here. Is it clear to children? So they are just connected like that, and that will help in passing the information from one region to the other region. Is it clear to you? So that connecting place may be a muscle or a gland or any other organ. Is it clear to children? So that place where the two neurons are getting connected, that one we call it as synapse. Synapse. Is it clear to children? Very, very important. Okay. And sometimes the other neurons are connected here also in the gaps between the myelin sheath or nerve terminals. The neurons are getting connected. Is it clear to you? Which helps in passing the information from brain to the organs or organ to the brain within less span of time. Fraction of seconds that information is reaching the brain, and the opposite reactions are also given where we are going to act accordingly. So that is happening because of neurons which are present in the nervous tissue. Okay, so I said here this myelin sheath is there. So some of the neurons of our body, if we observe, the neurons are if they are covered with myelin sheath, they are called as myelinated neurons. Myelinated neurons. When do we call this as myelinated neurons? On the axon of neurons, if myelin sheath is there. Okay? If the axon is covered with myelin sheath, then those neurons are called as myelinated neurons. Is it clear to children? Sometimes we can observe axons of neurons, axon of neuron without any covering of myelin sheath. So they are called as unmyelinated or non-myelinated neurons. So this is non-myelinated neuron and it is said to be myelinated neuron. Why? Only the difference is said to be presence of myelin sheath and here absence of myelin sheath. Is it clear to children? If myelin sheath is present on the axon, then they are called as myelinated neurons, and if myelin sheath is not there, then they are called as non-myelinated neurons. So why? What is the use of that one? Means if myelin sheath is there on the neurons, so this myelin sheath is acting as an insulator. So it can avoid the breaking of sending information. So without any disturbance, the information is reaching to the different parts of the body. Is it clear to children? So that leakage of current which is produced, that is prevented because of that myelin sheath. So it is acting as a insulator. So you know that what is the use of insulators? We'll be using, suppose if any connections in your homes are just disconnected. So black color tape we are going to keep it or not, we are putting around it or not, children. So that will prevent the leakage of electricity and it prevents these shocks also. Is it not, children? So here also in our body the information is reaching at faster rate and it prevents that breaking of that information passes. Is it clear to children? That is because of myelin sheath whichever is present on the axons of neurons. So if myelin is not there, then they are called as non-myelinated neurons. Is it clear to you? So sometimes what you are going to do, within less span of time, you are going to respond. Is it clear to you? So suppose if anyone, if anyone comes in the class, into the class, so immediately everybody will turn like that. Is it clear to children? So within fraction of seconds that information is going to reach and you are going to show response. Is it clear to you? But you are wearing clothes, normal clothes we are wearing. So we are not going to show any response. Is it not, children? How that is happening means that is also because of this nervous tissue and the response to the stimulus. So more and more concentration of stimulus is there, we are going to show response immediately. If less stimuli, if it is there are to that stimuli, if we are adapted, then we are not going to show any response. Is it clear, children? When we are wearing normal wear, we are comfortable only. Is it clear to children? So that you are going to learn in the next part of the lesson, adaptations in living organisms. Is it clear to children? So like that here this nervous tissue is helping in passing the information from brain to the different organs, or sense organs to the brain, or hands and legs to the brain, or from brain to the different organs. That is all happening because of this nervous tissue. Is it clear to children? So here one important point you have to remember. So that that electrical potential is created. Okay. So that electrical potential whichever is created is called as a nerve impulse. Nerve impulse. So what do you mean by nerve impulse? The electric potential whichever is created in the nerve cells because of a stimuli. Is it clear to children? So if more and more concentration of that is there, immediately that is going to be reaching the particular part of our body. Is it clear to children? So brain or particular part of the body. So that one we call it as a nerve impulse. Is it clear to you? So 0.4 volts of current is produced. Current is produced. Means in the form of nerve impulse, that much current is produced in the body, that is enough for us to show the response and stimulus. Is it clear to children? Then so now nervous tissue, if we observe, as I said, brain, spinal cord are there. Is it clear to you? And usually in our body, the nervous system is divided into 3 categories or 3 types: central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, and autonomous nervous system. So central nervous system includes brain and spinal cord. Brain and spinal cord. So major parts present in the central nervous system are brain and spinal cord. Peripheral nervous system means what? The nerves given off from the brain and spinal cord. Okay? Nerves. What is nerve? Nerve is said to be a bundle of several neurons. Okay, children? So that nerves which are given off from the brain and spinal cord are coming under peripheral nervous system. Then autonomous nervous system means whatever that reflex actions or voluntary and involuntary movements which are happening in our body. So they are always under the control of autonomous nervous system, which you are going to learn in the next class. Next class means in 10th class you are going to learn about it. So that is about the nervous tissue. Is it clear to children? Now we will discuss about the muscle tissue. Muscle tissue. Muscle tissue we will discuss. So now Where do we observe muscles? Okay, they are attached to the limbs, in the hands, legs. We are going to observe in the intestines. We are going to observe heart or any other part if we see that muscle tissue is present. So what is the function of this muscle tissue? Muscle tissue helps in the movements. So these movements of our body are happening, that is because of a muscle tissue. Is it clear to you? So we are moving. Okay, we are walking, we are running, or we are doing some work. Is it clear to you? So that is because of muscle tissue. Apart from that, the process of digestion or the process of respiration or excretion, all these are happening again, that is because of muscle tissue. Is it clear to children? So this muscle tissue, according to the structure and the function carried out in our body, again it is divided into 3 types. So 3 types of muscle tissue we are going to observe. So what are those 3 types of muscle tissue we observe? One is said to be smooth muscle. Smooth muscle. Okay. They are, I will write here non-striated muscle. Non-striated muscle. And second one is striated muscle. And third one is cardiac muscle. Cardiac muscle. So 3 types of muscle tissue we are going to observe. One is a non-striated muscle, second one is striated muscle, and other one is a cardiac muscle. Is it clear to children? So why the name like that? Striated muscle, non-striated muscle, and cardiac muscle. So what you can understand with that means different parts of our body, if we see, they have muscle tissue which is going to perform different functions, children. Okay, all together movements only. Movements of our body parts are happening, or our body is happening, that is because of muscle tissue only. Is it clear to children? So now let us learn about the different types of tissues in detail. So first, non-striated muscle if we see. So permanent slide of non-striated muscles if we observe, how they look like a spindle shape. So spindle shape muscles are observed in our body in certain parts. So they do not have the cytoplasm of this non-striated muscle. It does not have any striations. Striations means just like lines. Okay, lines means here fibers, like okay, they are not present. So that is the reason they are called as a non-striated muscle. Is it clear to children? So the cytoplasm of this muscle, if we see, striations are not seen, so it is called as a non-striated muscle. Non-striated muscle. So we can observe here this cytoplasm and cell membrane and nucleus we can see. Is it clear to you? So this is cell membrane, then nucleus, and this content is said to be cytoplasm. Cytoplasm. So striations are not there in the cytoplasm. So just dots like structures, children. It will be present completely. That is the reason they are called as a non-striated muscle. So they are called as a non-striated muscle. So what are the functions of this non-striated muscle, and where do we observe this? Means this non-striated muscles, they have a single nucleus and without striations and tapering edges we are going to observe, and they are present in the intestines, then other respiratory parts, and they are not working under the control of brain. Means what? They are involuntary in function. Involuntary in function. What is the meaning of involuntary function? So some functions of our body are not carried because of the brain. Okay, some functions are going to be carried because of the brain. So like I want to write, you want to open the book. So willfully you are doing that work. Is it not, children? So that type of activities are called as voluntary actions. Is it clear to you? So those voluntary actions are always because of a brain. So brain is giving order to the work to be done. Is it clear to children? So if you want to walk, you are walking. If you want to sit, you are sitting. If you want to open, what is that? If you want to write, or if you want to watch TV, you are willing. Is it clear to children? Followed what I said? But inside our body, that intestines, heartbeat. So no one is going to tell, please take rest for some time like that to the heart. Is it clear to you? And blinking of eyes also. Without our notice only we are going to continuously blink our eyes. So they are involuntary in function. I hope you understood. So those actions are not going to be carried out because of a brain. So this muscle, unstriated muscle, unstriated muscle that is the reason it is said to be involuntary in function, and the process of digestion or heartbeat. So such type of actions are going to happen, that is because of unstriated muscles. So as it does not have striations, so it is called as a unstriated muscle. Apart from that, here as it is taking part in that involuntary functions and it is having simple structure, it is also called as a smooth muscle. Smooth muscle. Where do we observe, children, the smooth muscle? In the intestines. Okay? And other parts of our body also, these are present. Is it clear to children? Involuntary in function. Have you followed? So remaining tissues we will discuss tomorrow.